Salem Sounds Production. What up, sound?
Y'all are on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign. You're on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign, y'all, and we'll get started. Let's see those juice boxes in the comments, y'all. All right. Hello and welcome, y'all, to the Red Room Talk. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Jen. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, erasing different social stigmas. We are here to have candid discussions and cut through stigmas to show that in the end, no matter who you are and where you're from, uh, and no matter your background, that we all have commonalities when it comes to matters of the mind and heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can find us on YouTube by clicking that little icon in my profile and subscribing. Last week we talked about the single life, but this week we're going to discuss personality with this week's topic, personality traits. Who do you think you are? We have an all-star cast. We have G-Way, we have Bertizzi, we have Top Badge, Jamila Joy, and Yaya. Let's find out how the panel feels about personality. But before we get started, all I ask is that you keep your mind open and your language clean. First things first, I'm going to have y'all hit the plus sign. I'm going to let y'all in the box to let us know about who you are and about your streams. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, welcome, y'all. And of course, on this show, we are polite, so we're going to let the ladies go first. We'll go ahead and start with you, Miss Jamila Joy, and let us know about you and your show and your stream, and then we'll get go on to Yaya.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Jen and Juice. And once again, congratulations on your feature show. Salute G-Way and all of the guests that are here. I'm Jamila Joy. I do host a feature show every Thursday. It's called Creative Vibe. We just celebrated 1 year of creating content. You can check us out every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do a different theme stream each and every week. You can also hit my bio for other shows and other content that I create on the app. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Hello, Miss Yaya.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? My name
Okay.
is Yaya, and I'm basically part of the dream team, and got a lot going for myself as far as starting a new chapter, sort of like starting to talk about hair here. Starting on Monday, I'll start doing that, and I've been doing the honchos. Little talk I do about self-esteem, love, and being preserved and keeping things positive. But overall, I like just being a positive person, and whoever I come across, just to make sure we have a good thing, a good vibe going on. And I'm not $100 bill, so not everybody gonna like me, but hey, that's how it goes
There you
sometimes.
go.
All right, go ahead, Bertizzi.
All right. Well, my name is Bird Teasy. I used to stream on Tag, but I stopped this January. Um, I'm here for a month back on Tag. I stream elsewhere. With due to respect to the feature show, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but you can follow me on IG and click on the link in my bio.
And of course, it's your boy, the co-host, G-Way. No wait. Y'all know how it goes. You can catch me all the time from 9 to 11 or 9 to midnight. I'm on here every Saturday with Gin and Juice. You can also catch me on Tuesdays on my show, The Sports Block. Wednesdays, Shake That You Know What Wednesdays. Thursdays, I'm on Getting Lit. I got something going on every day of the week. Your best bet is to hit that name, follow the IG link so you know exactly what's going on. My new slogan this year is I'm booked. So y'all already know what time it is. Chiwe, no wait.
Period.
Well, as you know, I am your host, Jen and Juice. You can find me here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or you can find me late nights. But actually, I started streaming during the day, so you can catch me whenever. Just if you see me live, you see me live. We're trying to switch up that schedule and get into some daytime so I can see more faces, y'all. Um, but I also do graphics for Getting Lit Studios. That's every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all tap in with Kingy. But we do have a new show coming up, a new event that's going to be Jenny Springer. That's coming very soon. You also keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be a fun time. But yeah, we're going to get into it.
Nice.
So at its most basic, personality is a characteristic, patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that make a person unique. It is believed that personality arises from within the individual and remains fairly consistent throughout life. Examples of personality can be found in how we describe other people's traits. For instance, she is generous, caring, and a bit of an introvert, or they are loyal and protective of their friends. What I want to know is a little bit about yourself. What I want to know is, how would you describe your personality?
Ladies first.
Start with me or Jamila.
Either or.
Go ahead, Jamila.
Ooh,
Let's give her the floor.
all right, I'm in the middle. Okay, I feel like I'm just sandwiched up here. So let me get. I would categorize it as um, outgoing as well as um, like I want to work with people. Like like I want to help. I always want to be able to be helping to others. And as far as introvert, extrovert, I can be an introvert, but it's like I'm an outgoing introvert. It's like when I'm out, I'm out. When I'm in, I'm in. And I know that sounds really crazy, but I think that's kind of like my personality is that very open, easy to talk to. But I like my private time when I'm on private time, but when I'm on 100, I'm over 100. So yeah.
Well, with me, I'm very fiery, and I could be very like to myself, very shy. I could come off shy, but then I could give you the element of surprise with my personality because I'm very outspoken, but I could also be very quiet. I'm kind of like, nowadays I'm just learning to be more to myself, more or less, but also speak when necessary, not like to overdo it. You know what I mean? So I'm very outspoken, like I said, but at the same time, there's times that you have to say less. It's better to say less sometimes. So I'm kind of like in the middle also. So just know I want to know when to say and when to speak and when not to at times. So I love that.
Um, I guess me, I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert. I'd probably say I'm like 75% introvert, 25% extrovert. Um, honestly, I can hang out with people, but to a certain extent, then I have to go back into my cave and recharge, get back into it again. So um, I internalize a lot of things. I meditate a lot, so I just I'm more, to myself.
Well, my personality, I'm a Leo. I like the spotlight. I like to have fun. I like to meet new people. I'm a very good people person. But it's kind of weird because at the same time, I could be the quietest person in the room, or I could be the loudest person in the room. I'm very loyal. I show a lot of loyalty to the people that I mess with, I talk to. But if you mess me over, it's gonna be a bad day for you. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I got a good heart, which I feel like could be my drawback, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's all love with me.
Right, right.
So for me, I would say I'm both a chameleon that you can't put into a box. That's the only way I can kind of describe myself. Like I'm very chameleon-like. I can adapt to my surroundings, but I also am one of those people who you really can't put into a box. Like you might think I'm one, you might think I'm one thing, but you'll realize that I have many layers. While I am loud and boisterous, I'm also quiet into myself. Depends. I'm an ambivert. I'm a little bit of both. Um, so we have a new co-host here. No, I'm just teasing. But I'm one of those people like I just have so many different layers. Like there's so many different things that I like. And I'm one of those people who I love to try new things. So I'm one of those. I'm always down to try new things. I'm always down to like jump in and get to it. But I'm also while I like things the way I like them. It makes no sense. Sometimes I'm literally like a walking contradiction, full on paradox. But that is me. I don't see anything other than who I am. But if you're if you are just pulling up, that's okay. We have so much more to come. You can find us here every Saturday on the Red Room Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just discussed how you would describe your personality, but now we're going to talk about your surroundings. While there are many different definitions of personality, most focus on the pattern behaviors and characteristics that can help predict and explain a person's behavior. Explanations for personality can focus on a variety of influences, ranging from genetic effects to the role of the environment experience in shaping individuals' personality. It could be your family, your environment, many different aspects to what change and develop your personality. But what I want to know is what specific events or who has helped shape your personality. Who do you think that you get your personality from, or what helped shape your personality?
I guess I can answer first since I'm in the big box now.
Big
Um,
block.
Big boy with a big box. Okay.
Big energy up there.
um, I say my personality definitely developed because my environment. Guess you could say grew up in the hood by the projects, stuff like that. So we was always around. We went outside a lot. Growing up in the '90s, which feels weird to say, but I mean that's a relevant phase now. Um, growing up in the '90s, we was going outside playing with our friends and stuff. So when you ain't have much, what I'm saying, you just had each other. So we
Yeah.
always picked each other up. So nowadays being reserved, this came from the whole COVID thing. But at
Mhm.
the same time, not having those same people around, it just kind of make you not want to, go out and meet new people because everything's just a little bit different. So I would say definitely my environment. I loved how I grew up, so I just, I kind of stuck on
I gotta back that up because I'm from the same way. I'm straight out the projects, 80s baby. You know,
Okay.
yeah, where I'm from, you gotta be strong. You gotta be strong, and if you ain't strong, you get ran over. So
Mm.
so early in life, I learned how to be resilient, how to be tough, uh, how to be confident. You know, because if they see you, walk with your head down, it could get you messed up where I'm from. But other than that, my mom, I say my environment, my mom. Like I got a lot of my personality from my mom because she's more of a people person, open, talkative, very easy to get along with. So yes, it'll be a tie between my environment and my mom.
Well, I go next. I'll say I grew up in the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx, raised in the Bronx, everything Bronx, New York. So I'm sure some of you have an idea of it could be tough. Like when I was in the seventh grade, I got jumped for the first time. So
Man.
for starters, it's like it just things that happen just build you, and that's just life in general. But a lot of things just keep you stronger. So my mom said to me, "You're gonna go outside and fight all them girls one by one." You know, so that's just an example of how I grew up in my environment within itself. But of course, your environment doesn't make you. Sometimes, whatever happens to you just creates you and makes you a better person. So overall, I'll say nowadays it's more like I was saying, I'm a little reserved, but from that comes a strong woman. From that comes a woman that's very outspoken again and very people person. And yet again, I could be very in tune with myself. So yeah.
I love it here. Um, yeah, definitely. This is a great question because a lot of times people don't dig this deep to get, into the surface of who a person really is. Environment does play a big part of it. For me, you're talking about my mom as a model, stylist, carrying me everywhere. Like if she had engaged, like you see Pink P Valley, I saw some of that, and you got the baby with her. Like listen, my mom, I was up in there, so I was the one. All of them was I was everybody's niece. You feel me? And so the environment was you're gonna do something artistic or something because I just was around it so much, whether it was a hairstylist or a fashion show or they were designing something. One time they did a design of different trash bags and stuff like that. So my DIY thinking attitude, it started early. Had to be from the influence of my parents and my grandparents as well. And then I was what you call in the middle. So we weren't in the hood, we were on the outskirts of the hood. But if right down the street is a McDonald's and right across the street is the project. So it's like, they was all my friends. We all met together, we all hung together. And so it got to a time and a place where I felt like I was too familiar with my city. I was a little bit ahead, I felt like, of what I was doing because they wasn't, I was like really, I might come out with a fashion, they'd be like, oh, that's not here, that we're not doing that here. And so what I realized is that sometimes your growth level, depending on the environment, and this happens for flowers too. If you're not in the right environment, sometimes it might not be productive to
Outgrow people.
the growth and stuff like that. So actually I moved to a very creative city, and the environment is a lot of creators and a lot of creative people. And so that has helped to kind of hone in on my creativity. But environment has played a big part of who I am.
So I definitely agree. Environment has definitely played a huge role in my personality. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. We call ourselves kind of the melting pot. We have so many different people from different cultures and areas, and it's just this, So I'm very, different as far as like, I'm very delved into every culture, every, the way I grew up, but also it also made me kind of always have my head on a swivel, like my trust, the way I how I trust people and how I interact with people, One thing I can say about my city is that we are always like when we see someone else from this, it's like it's just different. It's a different kind of love. Um, but also my mother, she's been in the medical field for as long as I can remember, and I always loved and admired that about her. And so I also, was in the medical field I was a caregiver for 15 years. I worked with elderly, I worked with developmentally disabled. So it kind of played a role in like the softness of my heart. I always wanted to care for people, and I kind of took that with me into just relationships, wanting to care for people. So that's just like a staple in my heart now. Um, I also grew up with all brothers. So I have like this whole other side, I'm a girly girl, but I also have that rough and tumble. Like I want to play with fire and blow things up and play in the dirt and work on cars. And, I'm from Vehicle City. I had my brothers teach me how to change my own oil because I never wanted to depend on a man for that. I was like, y'all got me messed up. I want to be out here, changing. I was under the car in a dress and learning how to change my oil, So,
Change your own wheel. Where's the cat? Bring the cat.
So that kind of played a huge role too, because I have a high respect and regard for men. So while a lot of women out here, especially my age, or they're single women, have like this kind of like bitterness when they, against men, but I've always had a very high regard for men, and I always look at things from different angles just because of that. I grew up with very good, kind men. So, I know that not all men are the same. So these things kind of shaped and molded me to look at things differently. So while, yes, I'm a female, I also have like that rough and tumble boy side to me. So that definitely played a huge role in developing my personality. My father, he was military, so that I have like that kind of structured side. So if things are kind of out of order, that's not for me. It might be a Virgo too, but anyways, if you are just pulling up, that's okay. You haven't missed much. We still have so much more to discuss. You can find us here every Saturday on the Red Room Talk at 10 p.m. We just discussed how you would describe your personality and what or who has helped shape your personality. But now I want to know how you feel about others. Traits such as sociability, impulsiveness, meticulousness, truthfulness, and deceit are assumed to be more or less stable over time and across situations. Traits refer to not single instances of behavior such as lying, but persistent, although unvarying behavior that, according to some personologists, implies that a disposition to respond in a particular identifiable way. So what I want to know is, what is the most attractive personality traits to you that someone can have? And what is the most unattractive, like the kind of things that get under your skin?
I'll go first. I admire honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty is the best policy, and I think a lot of us can agree with that, right? But when they give us that, it's a whole different ball game. But yeah, I personally don't care to give somebody the version of me that's good. You know how they say, okay, people want to show you a version of them that's, that will be according to the moment. I don't care for that. If at the moment I come off kind of wrong to you, or, we have a little misunderstanding, I think that's fine. It's meant to be for whatever reason. Like, it is what it is, So yeah, I want honesty, and if you don't like me right now, that's fine. We could have a misunderstanding, agree to disagree, and work on it later if you want. If not, it's fine. I forgot what was the other question.
What is also like the most unattractive quality, and then the most attractive personality quality or trait?
Attractive personality quality trait. Yeah, honesty, just being yourself, and this attractive will be just being deceitful. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people just, they want to show you a version of them that doesn't exist. Show me who you really are. Like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? Don't worry about you having to show the perfect moment, like with you for females, when you in makeup and everything, like, it's fine. No, I want to see you when you wake up in the morning. I want to see you when your breath stinks. Like, let's go real with it.
Hello. Yeah, I'll
Can't
chime
do
in
it.
next. I'll chime in next on that one. I want to start with the ugly first. You know, control. Like somebody that's trying to control me, I don't like that. Like they're trying to say you can't be with this person, or you can't be here, or you can't do this, or they're trying to influence you in a negative way and control you and make you only worship them or just spend time with them, manipulate you. Or I don't like that. That's very, very toxic. That's never been good in friendships for me. Um, I'm a very giving person, and so for me, something that's very attractive is when somebody is authentic, when they are just, this is who I am, take it or leave it, put everything on the table. Here's my cards, and then let me choose if I want to deal with that or not. Talking about friendships and relationships, because it's not even just the relationships that's messy right now. We're talking about some really messy friends, and that gets weird because the friends get to know more business than you tell the relationship people. So when they
Mhm.
fall out, it's like, man, they just opening up a whole, you know, another World War II or III. And so I would have to say for me, people being controlling and manipulative, I don't like that. But I really love when people are authentic and just genuine. So yeah.
Mhm.
I think confidence is very sexy or very attractive. Confidence, um, it's like y'all said, just being authentic, being yourself, being true to yourself, um, and just doing what you say you're gonna do. That's like the top three traits that I find attractive. What I don't find attractive, I probably say, just exactly the opposite. Not being able to rely on them, like on that person. Um, Someone that's just deceitful for no reason or with reason. Either way, it's not good. Um, but yeah, and messiness as well, like not being able to, cleanliness. That's another one.
For me, I'm gonna go with the unattractive personality things for me. I hate manipulators. I hate people that are too cocky, like
Mm.
way too
Yeah, that's a
cocky.
good one.
It's a turn off for me. Like it's a such thing as being too cocky, a little too cocky, like feeling yourself too much. A liar. I can't stand a liar. That's the quickest way to get out of my life.
Yeah.
Um, the turn-ons for me, I love me a smart woman. I like a woman that's smart. I like a woman that has good that can give you that good backbone. Like no matter what happens, she's gonna hold me down. She's gonna lift me up. She's gonna, what I'm saying, until I can get back on that throne. She's gonna take the place and hold stuff together. That's a huge turn on. Another turn on for me is honesty. Honesty is a huge turn off. So that would be the most definitely be the ones for me.
Consistency is great too. Yeah.
Facts.
Definitely. So the attractive qualities for me, definitely someone who's consistent. That's huge to me. One of my biggest pet peeves is someone who doesn't do what they say. I need someone who does exactly what they say they're going to do.
Right.
Um, Someone who's honest is huge for me because I grew up. My dad, like the worst thing you could be in this life, he always said was a liar. And so I've always like lived with that like in my mind. Like I always took that with me. Um, that's just something I like. I was just always kind of been like, if you were a liar, I can't, couldn't stand it. I can't. So it's for me, like I can't lie. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Liar Liar, but I cannot lie. It would have to be some extenuating circumstances because I would rather be um, honest, even if it hurts your feelings. While I hate hurting people's feelings, I hate liars more than I hate hurting people's feelings.
Good stuff.
Um, So definitely someone who lies is definitely unattractive. Someone who doesn't say what they're going to do. I also definitely agree with Jamila. Someone who's possessive. I've been through some things. So for someone who's possessive, I run very heavily on spite, and not in a bad way. But if you tell me I can't do something, I promise you I'm probably gonna do it twice. That's just kind of like that buck back. I don't know if that's the rough and tumble part of me, but I don't like being told what to do in some aspects. But we'll talk about the others later. So, for the most part, I don't like someone who lacks confidence either. Confidence is huge. That's definitely, like Bertine said, that's a huge attraction to me. Like if you have that confidence, no, confidence and cocky are two different things.
Right.
Facts.
Someone who like they just have that like they don't have that like fear behind being themselves. I love someone who is exactly who they are. Even if you are an odd character or an oddball, I love someone who is exactly who they are supposed to be, who they are. They come as themselves. They don't wear a mask. They are exactly who they are. I think because maybe that's because I use that myself for my own personality. I always like to come to exactly who I am. I don't mince words so that you never can question that as a character flaw. So for me, definitely someone who just is exactly who they are. So if you are just pulling up, that's okay. You can find us here every Saturday on the Red Room Talk at 10 p.m. You haven't missed it all. We do have more to discuss, so make sure y'all sit right there. We just discussed how you describe your personality, what or who has helped shape your personality, what is the most attractive and unattractive personality trait you can have. But now I want to dig a little deeper.
Uh-oh.
The persona enables an individual to interrelate with the surrounding environment by reflecting the role in life that the individual is playing. In this way, one can arrive at a compromise between one's innate psychological constitution and society. Thus, the persona enables the individual to adapt to society's demands. But what I want to know is your true personality always on show, or do you hide parts of it to appease others?
Mine is always on show. Always. I couldn't hide it if I want to. I'm gonna always be me at the end of the day. Take it or leave it. Sorry, that's just me.
Yeah, I really don't have a poker face. So it's good and it's bad. It's bad if I'm playing cards. It's, it's bad if I'm at a talent show and they book me to be a judge and I got to have a straight face and it sounds like not very good.
Memo: do not put Jamila as a judge. Got you.
Right. Your face will be delivered. Okay.
Yes.
Oh man.
I don't know how to give non-fictional. You know, I don't know how to give fictional, non-fictional. Fictional is fake, right? Non-fictional is the real. So yeah, I don't know how to fake it. I can't. I just can't. It's better to just, you know, be yourself at all times. That way you don't have to worry about a lie. I don't have to worry about, keeping up with a lie.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Flourish as you are and grow from within. I love that. I really love that in general. Like,
Now,
being
just I would interject one thing. If I know I'm not going to be at my best because I need a Snicker or something like that, I will make sure that I eat something before I go into the store because they don't need to. They don't need all that because I haven't had nothing to eat. So I will try to get that in
right, get that cheesesteak or something, with that get some chips, yummy. Get it in. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Imagine not being yourself. Like, how can you walk around not being yourself? Like, that's impossible.
Who are you, Ellen?
I'm an
That shit sound exhausting.
I'm an
Like
Aries.
you,
All
Right,
12.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Aries too.
but yeah, I come off as myself all the time. I mean, I'm quiet. I like to see how people are before I engage with them, so I can see, you know, how you can like engage with them because some people you might be able to tell a little sly joke and they'd be cool with this type of person, but another type of person they might take great offense to that, and
Right,
you done made an enemy off a dang on not joke. So
right.
I stay quiet, but I stay myself though. And pretending take too much energy.
All right.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
you do.
Right.
You mess around, forget who you are if you pretend too long.
Mhm.
Right.
I think that kind of like when you look at like narcissists, you know, they often wear a mask when it comes to like hiding their personality trait, so that way they never uncover that they're a true narcissist. So they kind of hide themselves. But the reason why I asked this question is because I think a lot of like showing your true personality comes with confidence. And I know that there was a time in my life when, especially in dating, you know, I was married for a long time. So when I got back into the dating scene, I felt really off kilter, and I didn't think that people were gonna like me for me because I have that whole other side. You know, I'm a girly girl, but I really didn't care about makeup so much. I wear makeup maybe once a week unless I feel like doing something more. But I always had that rough and tumble. You know, I wanted to go fishing and play fight and blow stuff up and light it on fire and I was just kind of with the boys, jumping out the trees and catching frogs and all that. So,
You like fire.
like when and I had this goofy side, and I used to think that, especially in dating, I was like, I had to like hide that because I didn't want people to think because I was funny that I was dumb. Because like
Right.
to me, like that is like the worst like put down someone could ever say to me is like you're stupid. And I always like, because I'm so smart, like in school they always called me smart girl, so I always like, I almost wanted to dumb that down, like by me being overly goofy is like they would never catch on. But I also want upon getting older, like, and then dating, like I wanted a man to know that although I was goofy, that I was also very intelligent. So they kind of knew like that I have both sides, so I was always afraid that they would be like, oh my God, she's just so funny, and that she's not very smart. So they would like never give me my props for also being very intelligent. I'd be like, boy, I was a whole valedictorian. Like I'm very smart. Don't get it twisted. I may be goofy and I say these things, but I also, am very smart. So, I would kind of like dumb those things, or not dumb them down, but I would like almost water myself down so they could like, swallow who I really was. And then I found like the more confident I was in myself, the more I didn't care. I mean, there was a point which I just like shed it all. I had met someone who finally like they allowed me to just be myself. I didn't have to hide parts of myself. I didn't have to, like, they just loved me for exactly me. And then I found that so many people did that, they loved my personality for what it was, and I didn't have to like hide the funny me. I remember there's a point at which when I told my mom, I was like, I think I need to go to lady classes and like with a book on my head, and because I had this whole side where, I just had the guy side where I just wanted to, so I'm like, maybe I should just take lady classes so I can be more girly so guys will like me. And but then I found that guys actually loved the funny, goofy side, so a lady, that's what they were called in my mind. They were, you ever see TV and they're doing the whole like the book on the head with the cup, and I was
Yes, what is it? What is it?
have a napkin laid
Uh,
gently in the
what they
left
call it?
elbow off the table.
Sip, sip, don't slurp.
Yes, don't slouch, keep your elbows off the table, the napkin in your lap. I wanted to,
There
yes,
you go, the
pinky
pinky.
up when you drink your tea. So I just wanted to be a proper lady, and I just thought that's what men really wanted. But when I found out that people loved me exactly as who I am.
You are, yeah.
Anyway, so make sure y'all hit them comments real quick so we push that out the way. But, make sure. I had to make sure that I always came as myself because I wanted someone who loved me for exactly who I was. So if I didn't show myself for exactly who I was, how could I expect someone to love me for that?
Right.
So those were things that I noticed, like, and that's the reason why I asked that question, is because I knew like myself that there was a time in my life where I hid those parts of myself because I was afraid that someone couldn't take them. I was afraid that someone couldn't accept me at full strength, and then I had to water those things down. So, If you are just pulling up, that's okay. You can find us here every Saturday on the Red Room Talk at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You haven't missed it all. We do have a little bit more to come. We just discussed how you would describe your personality, what or who has helped shape your personality, what is the most attractive personality trait someone can have, and what is something that gets under your skin. But now I want to get a little deeper. Um,
Oh man, deeper.
Going
yeah,
deeper.
we're going a little
Right.
Hey, Ron.
Jeez.
Actually, I want to know something about you. The reason first impressions seem to be almost indelible is that they carry an excessive amount of new information, which is a high degree of unpredictability. That is, the more new information contained in an event, the more attention it attracts. So, since impressions about a person tend to be integrated into a single characterization, an observer may be jarred by recognizing an undesirable fact about you. An attractive person may try to either ignore the fact or mitigate, rationalize. But lastly, I'd like to know, do you have any mannerisms or habits that others may have not noticed about you and that
Maybe.
you wish people know, and do you have any that you wish people knew about you that they don't upright notice about you?
Hmm.
Um,
Thinking.
I would say that something that people may not notice about me is that I'm always moving. I always got something moving. When I'm tapping a finger, moving my toe, moving the elbow. It's always got to be something. Even if I'm like sitting still, something got to be moving. Um, Something that I wish people knew that I am about. I'm good at making plans. You know, man with a plan. I can come up with a plan. I'm resourceful, but you know. So I got something
I'm still thinking right now.
Go ahead, G-Way.
um, Something I do a lot that people don't really notice. I'm kind of like Bertizzi. I move a lot. Like say like tapping the foot, shaking the knee. Um, I bite my nails. I need to stop doing it. Um, Another thing that I wish people would know more that I do. I'm awesome with numbers. Like I got my associate degree in business administration. Like numbers is me all day. I get excited to add, subtract, all that, like algorithms, all that stuff. Like I love numbers to the T. So a lot of people don't know that. I wish they did.
Something I wish I knew, I wish people would know is that I love mannerisms, right? So let's say I ask you a question, Jen, and I'm like, Jen, what time is the meeting on Wednesday? And you start talking to me about Monday and you go into a whole nother topic. I think that's rude. Like I asked you one question. Can you just answer the question? Like people tend to do that sometimes. And another thing is I get nervous when I don't have money. Like I need money in my account. The minute I have zero, I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I start freaking out. You know,
I panic at 100.
yeah, like I can't function when I'm thinking that money's gonna run out. So I'm always working because I know I'm gonna need money because it makes me nervous to think that I'll be broke. So that's why one day I will be rich, or maybe I don't know. Let's see what happens in the future. But I gotta keep working so I know not to be broke because it's not a good feeling to be broke. It gives me
speaking into existence. You're gonna
yeah,
be rich.
it
There
gets
you
me
go.
it gives me shivers. I can't. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I'm always moving,
honestly, Jen and Juice, I don't
working
know
towards
if they know
something.
it or not, but for me, um, I'm very resourceful. Like I'm like, if I don't have the answer, if I don't know it, then I may be connected to somebody, or I know how to get the answers. Like I can really get down to, like, I'm a great problem solver. So that's something that they would love to know. And something they may not know is I don't know if they call it empath or whatever it is, but I pick up a lot of emotions from people just from being around them or being in their presence or spending time in their streams. And so a lot of times when they're dealing with things, I may be picking up that energy or whatever. And so I immediately always am always praying about people that I come in contact with and that I meet.
You
Because
got that third eye, Jamila. Your third eye always open.
yeah.
So
Tell us, man. Tell us.
real quick. I think something about me is, and it's something that actually hurts me because I have such a big heart and I love people so much that I think I'm often like disappointed by someone not having the same heart as me, even though I've known this my whole life that life is not fair. I think it's still something that still always will. It's just something that will always bother me when someone is like unsavory towards me or they do something that to hurt someone or like it just like hurts me to the core, even though I know like that not everybody has the same heart. Maybe they don't like, or they don't consider me the same way I would consider them, or kind of show the same type of love I would them, or they don't, like I think I always love people just a little bit more than they love me, and it's just always been like that. And I'm fine with that, but I think it still is something that probably will always kind of disappoint me a little bit, even though it's a known thing, but I just kind of and also I'm a huge doubter in myself. I don't know why, because I know I'm spectacular, but I also have this thing in the back of my mind, like it's never good enough for me. It's not about, I don't care if I'm good enough for y'all. But being good enough for me is like a huge thing that I know is like a habit that I have, is doubting myself. And then in the end, I'm always like, girl, you had that. I don't know why we do this to ourselves every time.
Stop playing.
But something I think that I wish people noticed about me, I guess maybe is the fact that I kind of show, the love from that deep rooted part of me, and that um, I think I just wish people would like notice the little things, and I wouldn't have to tell them, because that's something I'm like, I know it's like probably horrible to feel like that, but I don't want to have to tell people everything. I want people to notice. I'm kind of a wallflower sometimes, while I'm also, like kind of the boisterous one. I also have this other side of me that's like a wallflower, because it's kind of like yearning for someone to notice me without me having to say it. I feel like my presence should come, just be like that. But for me, also, as I can like walk into a room of 100 people and walk out with 99 friends. I think that's something that kind of always, I've always loved about myself. That's kind of just part of my personality, is just very friendly, no matter who you are. Um, so we are now gonna go to my favorite segment, the Ask Jen Host Hot Seat question. I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to know, so viewers can send questions just for me. If you want your question to be featured on next week's episode, make sure you go to my profile, click the icon, and follow me on Instagram and look for that Ask Jen Host Hot Seat question. But make sure y'all, we'll pull up here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Red Room Talk. If you miss us, you can hit that little icon on YouTube. This week, our Ding S wrote in and asked, do you mind conforming certain aspects of your personality to make your mate happy? I'm going to be honest. I'm definitely will allow you guys to kind of jump in on this too, because it's such a good question. I'm going to be honest. There's certain things that I could kind of conform to, but for aspect like my personality wise, I kind of want someone to, I feel like if you really love someone, you will accept them for exactly who they are, the good and the bad. And you will love them enough to help them overcome the bad parts of them. And I don't feel like I want you to conform as far as like change things just because I'm with them, so now I'm gonna change this part, because you kind of are who you are at your deep root. You can change, you can try to change habits. Yes, that's great. And I think that kind of comes naturally with relationships. I know when I've gotten into relationships, it almost like motivates me to do better, especially if it's someone you really love, someone you're really feeling, and you're just like, my God, they made me want to go back to school and they make me want to do this. And, I think that's kind of a natural thing. If you're not ready for someone and you really want them, I think that just comes naturally with that. I feel like you just want to do better when you find someone who is worth it to you. But what do you guys think about that?
Can you repeat the question?
Do you mind conforming certain aspects of your personality to make your mate happy? So changing parts of yourself to make your mate happy. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't mind.
Um,
Like, you might have some negative qualities about yourself, like maybe you don't like to wash the dishes,
yeah.
you know, then you got a mate that don't like to wash the dishes, and maybe that's something you just put up with as like a nightly chore y'all both do together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one big thing, as long as it's not something that's going to hurt you or harm you, is compromise in relationships. Because if you're looking for someone perfect, then you're going to be looking for the rest of your life. Um, so as long as it's not putting me in a position where I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Now, I've been in a toxic relationship like that, to where I didn't even know I was in a toxic relationship. But my friends kind of like let me know, because it's like I felt like I had to prepare them before they met them. Like, look, do this, 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 and this. And it was like, Jamila, this ain't healthy. When I was like, oh, I didn't really think about it. But if it's toxic and if it's going to be something that's going to be changing you for the better, I think yes. But if it's something that's just like they don't like the way you chew, they don't like the way you walk, stuff like that, then maybe this is not the relationship for you, because I'm gonna be me. But if it's something simple like you said, adjusting to what you like to do and what you normally do, then I'm all for it. But if it's going to change who you are, but not in a good way. I'm not for that.
Yeah, I was about to say the same exact thing. Like it's okay to change for the one you with, the one you love. I feel like everybody changes something. Like you said, it might be something that you don't like doing or you never done. That you should be willing to do. But if it's something that's gonna change the person you are as a whole, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at the end of the day, But I feel like you should be able to change like the little things like the washing the dishes or maybe cutting grass ain't your thing, like yeah, of course I'll change that in a heartbeat. But if you want me to just change who I am so I can forget the person I am, or it gets to the point where my friends are saying, hey, yo, that's not you, or you're not being you, then nah, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be healthy. If we keep it in the realm spectrum of a realm, for growth, yes. But I'd rather be a little selfish and be like, nah. If it's gonna help me grow, yes, of course. But if not, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Maybe that's why I'm single, y'all.
Hmm.
I think it's kind of like me too. I feel like I shouldn't have to conform to what someone wants, and I think that's kind of where, like I was talking about earlier, where I wanted to start changing, things. And I think that was kind of like my ding, ding, ding moment. Was like, are these guys even worth you changing? These parts of yourself that
Hello. Right.
other people love. So it all kind of comes full circle back to like someone is gonna love you for exactly who you are, the good and the bad. I feel like if you're feeling like you have to change all these things that make up you, then they're first of all a manipulator, a controller, um, and they just need somebody else. And I think this is something I remember. It was Ace Metaphor. I was listening to him, and he said, "Sometimes you got to find someone who fits what you already like." Instead of trying to change someone and fit them and mold them into this Play-Doh man or woman into what you think they're supposed to be like, but how about you find someone who fits what you already like? So, if it's a bad habit or something, and they uh, you know motivate you into changing something on your own, that's okay. But when it comes down to someone wanting you to change something for their own needs or for their own, heck no, no, no. That's a manipulation. That's a form of abuse. Probably a little bit of a narcissist. I'm not sure. But there's a little bit of something not right there. Okay, so either move on or find yourself. I think at that point there has to be some sort of there's a confidence issue there. Where I said like earlier, I wanted to change something for someone else, and I think that should never be a case
Right.
unless it's in a positive way because you want to.
Right.
So if you are just pulling up, that is okay. This is the Red Room Talk. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is almost over. Tonight's topic was personality traits. Who do you think you are? And I think I found out who y'all are. You're definitely late. We're almost at the end. You can find us every week on YouTube, which you can find by clicking the little icon in my profile, and make sure y'all subscribe. We are 1 subscriber from 200 subscribers, so that's awesome.
Let's go.
When we observe people around us, one of the first things that strikes us is how different people are from one another. Some people are very talkative while others are very quiet. No matter your personality, always make sure you are your best self and let your personality shine through, because that is what people love. Every every week I wrap up the show with a quote. We kind of come to this place of healing. So appearances make impressions, but it's the personality that makes an impact. So make sure your impact is a strong one.
Mhm.
So now I'm going to go ahead and let you guys give your outros, reintroduce yourselves to those who are just pulling up. Let us know about you and your streams, where we can find you every week, and let us know what you guys do in your stream. And of course, ladies first.
All right, I'm over here in the corner. This was excellent conversation, excellent show. I'm Jamila Joy. Make sure you tap in with me every Thursday for our feature show called Creative Vibe every Thursday at 7. And on the weekend, on Sundays, is Get Lifted with AV, and I co-host that show with Norna Vessel, Sundays at 6 p.m., also here on the app feature.
Hey y'all, my name is Yaya. I stream sporadically. I'm gonna start talking about hair, beauty, and I talk a lot about self-love and things that go on tag as well. Fave me, and you can find out what my stream is about. Find me on Instagram, 5 H's and the word Yaya at the end. I'm very laid back, very low key kind of person, but I also have a very fiery personality. So tune in. Thank you, Jen, for the opportunity. Appreciate you.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Burr Teasy, Bo
Hey.
Sheezy, and just follow my IG. That the link in the IG.
Of course, it's your boy G-Way or No Way, the co-host. You can catch me here every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also catch me on Monday, hosting my show Hood Fuse. We'll be back not this Monday, but the following Monday. Tuesday, I got the sports block for the fellas, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, I got Shake That You Know What with my DJ Brooklyn. Thursday, I'm on Getting Lit, which is also another feature show with my boy KOD Kingy. Friday, I got the Red Light Special, You, Me, and RB with the DJ as well. Like Bertizzi said, check the IG. We post
Yeah.
every day. You can exactly know what's going on every night. I always got something going on. As my motto is now, I'm booked. G-Way or No Way.
All right, we'll give up. I am your host, Jen and Juice. You can find me here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also
I love that.
Saturday. I need all y'all to say, okay, Saturday.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't start saying it. Don't start saying it.
And now
Don't
y'all
start
don't
saying it.
stop.
You're not gonna stop. Seriously.
Saturday. But yeah, you can find me here every Saturday. And also I do the graphics for some of the Dream Team. Actually, I do the graphics also for Kingy, for Getting Lit Studios, which is every Thursday at 9 p.m. You can also find me late nights, and now I'm actually streaming during the day too. So you can either find me early afternoons or late nights. So make sure y'all tap in. We do have a new event coming up. Is Jenny Springer. It's gonna be a fun time. Gotta display the goofy part of my personality.
Jenny,
Yes,
Jenny.
Ooh.
So make sure y'all tap in. But I appreciate all of you guys for coming. You guys all brought your sparkling personalities,
Like
and
me again, I love sitting here talking to you about
so
me and getting to know
and
you.
any y'all in the comments, go ahead and stick around. I'm gonna play some outro music, and then if you have to drop, you could drop. And anyone who wants to pop up in is fine. But thank you guys so much for joining the Red Room, and nothing is off the table in the Red Room.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Jen.
Nice to meet everybody. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Great talk, y'all.
What up, sound?
Y'all don't have to go nowhere.
Aquano Sounds Production. What up, sound?